Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, June 21st. I got off work a bit early today, so I was able to do some things, both like scheduling some videos that need to be scheduled because I'm never as caught up as I want to be anymore, and also some things around the house, which includes clearing off space on bookshelf, both by a few things we're getting rid of, and also just reorganizing how things are stacked here. Cleared off a lot of space. So that's because Beth has books. Beth likes books, and so it's just, I was like, I want to clear up some space for her to keep some books here. So I've gotten things done, but I've heard from Beth she's on her way, and we want to do movie day today. So I have ordered some Chinese food. I'm gonna go pick that up, so that when she gets here, we already have food, we don't have to worry about cooking, and we can just hop into a movie, which I think she'll like, because she is the one that owns it and likes the series. So I'm gonna go get us some food, so that we can do movie day when she gets here. So home with food, and for movie day, like I said, I wanted to go with one that you're probably not gonna like. Just another Twilight movie.
It's good.
Just a new moon.
I mean, it's not the best, but
It should have werewolves, because we didn't actually get werewolves. It's like, literally, it's a series about vampires and werewolves. First movie, no werewolves.
No werewolves.
Hints that there might be wolves of special type, but no werewolves. So this one, we're supposed to get the werewolves.
Yep. If you can't tell, I'm hungry, so I'm just opening up food.
Okay.
As he
introduces
what we're doing.
that we're watching. Now it's the Twilight Saga. New Moon. Oh, she can't decide. Jacob or Edward.
Who knows? Moon new.
And I would give the Twilight Saga, New Moon, a 7.3 out of 10.
That's higher than the other one, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. From the back of the box. The next chapter begins. In the second chapter of Stephanie Meyer's best-selling Twilight series, the romance between mortal Bella Swan, Kristen Stewart, and vampire Edward Cullen, Robert Pattinson, grows more intense as ancient secrets threaten to destroy them. When Edward leaves in an effort to keep Bella safe, she tests fate in increasingly reckless ways in order to glimpse her love once more. But when she's saved from the brink by her friend, Jacob Black, Taylor Lautner, Bella will uncover mysteries of a supernatural world that will put her in more peril than ever before. Yeah, so, the romance story is just weird, and poor Jacob. But yes, Edward is all like, I'm leaving you. And then we find out later it's because he wants to be all mopey and depressed vampire man. But the world gets cooler. We get our ancient coven of vampires that were called
the Volturi.
The Volturi, and I'm like, oh, that feels very Vampire the Masquerade-esque, and so that's cool. I'm liking delving into that world. I'm guessing we'll get more of them.
Yep.
And they are fun. So that was a neat group.
Mm-hmm.
There. So I like that was a big part of why I like this one more. Also, we actually get werewolves. We get big wolves.
They're basically shapeshifters, and I believe it's addressed in the books later on, but it's been a while since I've read those, so don't quote me.
I got this. They're based on whatever Native American tribe,
Yeah.
and so I can see things with that, with whatever kind of...
You do get more lore with them, though.
Yeah, so, and we actually find out stuff about the werewolf. So our vampire werewolf series finally has the werewolf aspect. Mm-hmm. So that's fun. I am liking the character of Alice.
Alice is great. Yeah. Alice is top tier.
Yeah. Much better than, say, like, Edward.
This movie doesn't do Edward very much justice,
He's real mopey, a bit suicidal.
He's real mopey, a bit suicidal.
His plotline is discussing the possibility of and leading himself to a vampire suicide attempt.
Yeah. Yeah. He is lacking in this movie out of guilt due to the first movie where she almost dies and gets hurt. And then later at her birthday party in this movie where Jasper almost kills her and actually he almost kills her by trying to save her, and his saving her attempt is throwing her into glass. Yeah, he just feels a lot of guilt and doesn't know how to handle that, and so says, "You're just better off without me," in a super moody, depressed way, but has to say it in like a, you know, I just don't want you, because she's so self-conscious and has such low self-esteem that she's like, of course this really cool vampire guy doesn't actually love me and he's grown born with me, when he's really like, you're my whole moon and stars and blah 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 blah. And so yeah. Jacob never had a chance. Jacob never had a chance. I'm sorry.
You know what? I don't blame her. Jacob cut his hair.
To what, his attractiveness went from like a 12 to like a 5 in your book?
Of course.
Yeah, yeah. You with your long, luxurious locks.
Mm-hmm. The camera work was much better. There were only 2 weird camera things. One was when he was dumping her, and it would go a normal shot for Edward, and then it would cut to Bella, and it would be at like this angle. But it's literally like her going into a panic as she's being dumped, so it's going into her head. And the other one was a weird spinning up above her, I think when she's like lost in the woods or something.
Probably.
Another time where she's in a panic.
It makes sense.
So they at least feel motivated this time around.
Mm-hmm. Well, and how'd you like the spinning around in her chair throughout her room?
That was fine. It was a lock shot, and I mean, that's like a very complicated visual effects shot that they did for time. It felt like for the passage of time that it was too long of a shot.
Yes.
But, you know, whatever. Otherwise, yeah, a lot of this movie is her literally being crazy.
Yeah.
You know, he breaks up with her and says, like, don't do things reckless, and she starts doing reckless thing and hallucinating about him.
Yep.
Which, as far as we can tell, is not him having any actual influence.
Oh, God.
Which means it is just her being crazy.
It's just her
ranging from going after people that, I think in the first movie, like, she then, like, goes and flirts with the guy that tried to rape her in the first movie?
No, that's a different group of guys.
Okay, but the same general, like, she had memories of them that made her go after him. Like, it literally cut back to that same shot of Edward saving her the first time when she saw him, and that's why she went after that guy. It's because it reminded her of that reckless time when Edward saved her, and that was what, I mean, so that was just reckless there.
I didn't pick up on that. I never got the... Yeah. I never saw the connection between them.
It's literally a shot in here.
But I believe you, I just somehow missed it.
But, so there's that, and then riding motorcycles that she doesn't know how to ride, and jumping off of cliffs.
Jumping, yeah.
All while the redheaded foe from the previous movie is after her.
Yep.
Really just feeling like trying to just keep that character going. Like, my thought was like that was going to be this movie's villain. No.
This movie
they do care. They do kill off the spare ally that was friends with her in this one. So they killed off one of the 3 villains from the first one, and then one of them. The werewolves, the wolf people can kill them.
No, just him dying is an important plot point.
Oh.
Dun 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 dun.
But But always, yeah, the villains at the end turn out to be like this, the Coven, whatever, which are psychologically villainous, which is part of why I loved it. It's I like that they're very intrigued by Bella's mental blockade.
The way I view this movie is
it's connecting too.
Yeah, it's connected.
It's a connector.
Yeah, it is.
I can tell.
Yeah.
It's common an issue with second movies, but so there's no real like villain. There's no real. It's just that, and of course we end with Edward's proposal. It's like, okay, so if I, because basically it's her whole thing is like she's like just begging the vampires to make her one of them. She wants to be she wants to be part of the family. Mm-hmm. She wants to be one of them. She wants to be with Edward forever. And so Edward, like just a lifetime's not enough. She wants an eternity with him. And so it ends with, like with the family kind of agreeing, and then with Jacob kind of being like, hey, if they bite you, then that family has broken their truce, and we can attack them. Mm-hmm. That would be, so it's like, but Edward's like, we'll cross that bridge as we come to it, but I have my requirement for making you immortal and to spend eternity with you. I want to get married. He's like, will you marry me? And she's all like she wants to spend eternity with the guy, but she's not so sure about marrying him. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? It's probably because of her parents' divorce.
And it's not so much that she's not wanting to. She is surprised that it's something that he would even consider, because it's not like a priority in her mind, because she's seen how marriages worked out. Like, it doesn't feel lasting to her. And she does talk about this in the next movie, but
that's not what we're to. They end on that scene.
Right.
They're like, oh, let's cliffhanger this.
So yes.
But it's a stupid cliffhanger because it feels like she should just say yes, just based on everything that we know about her so far. What'd you think of it?
It's a solid one. My thing that you did not even bring up, because it really does feel like it fits in this movie, but then when you look at this movie in the context of all the books, because obviously all the books came out and then they started making the movies. Mm-hmm. So I've read all of the books before they started making the movies. Mm-hmm. So they added in a slap or a punch when Bella finds out about the werewolves, right? She's confronting them because she doesn't realize that they're werewolves yet. She's like, what did you do, Jacob? He's being distant from me, like it's your fault. And is like verbally like yelling at them and angry. And werewolves, prone to anger themselves, one of them gets all up into her face and is like fighting with her and arguing, and she just straight up like hits him. And it's either a smack, the sound is a smack, but it looks like she reeled back for a punch. Either way, she makes contact with his face and is not injured in any way whatsoever when she punches Jacob in the third one, and it's a plot point that she broke her hand punching him. And so it's just...
Jacob's stronger than that one. That one wasn't Jacob.
That's stupid. They're not like... No, I disagree. That if
maybe each of the vampires have their own special powers. Maybe that one's special power is he's able to be punched.
No, because my issue with it is, my main issue with it is that it feels like they didn't take time to reference the entire source material before making one movie, which... It feels like a continuity error that really could have easily been avoided, because even like I feel like shoving against him would be safer than like full on smacking and punching him, which is just too similar to what she does to Jacob. And so it's always annoyed me. It won't ever stop annoying me. But on rewatch, it's fine. It's about as good as the book. The book's my least favorite. This is probably my second least favorite movie. I honestly feel like the first movie is rougher because they have the stupid dumb lines, and this one feels... Nobody
calls anyone their spider monkey in this one.
No one's saying spider monkey. The first movie, the way that it's done, it makes all of the cliche cheesy lines in the first book just way more cringy as Bella and Edward say, like Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart say them, because it's not the best acting. It's just really rough. This one feels better overall, so the movie feels better,
Yeah.
And does the book, like, overall good justice. It's still my least favorite book. So it's still not, meh. It's whatever. I like the next 3 coming up.
Oh, I can't wait to see what we got coming up. But I will wait. Thank you for joining us. Join us as our journey continues. Bye.